All right, here we go. Championship round of the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic. First shot of the final match. Bowlers will bowl 2 games and total pins. Whoever has the highest will win the championship. And E.J. Tackett starts off with a strike.
Looked like he was farther out, a little more direct.
Now Chris Seyfarth on the left lane. Solid 10 pin. Scott Gilmore, Mike Aulby here on Savage Bowling TV, bringing you the championship round of the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic. Brought to you by Pinheads Bowling Center and Fishers, Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette, Big Four Sox, and Motive Bowling. And Matt Sanders coming in a pinch high, leaving just the 8 pin. I want to thank everyone for tuning in all afternoon as we bring you the final 4.
You know, by not changing pairs, I mean, we shouldn't see. I mean, last game it wasn't a drop off because the guys went to pairs that were already shown to be pretty good. So you would expect they'll be able to make the adjustments cleanly and not have that first or second frame. Oh my gosh, what's happening here?
Right. Well, and the bowlers had 10 minutes of practice and they stopped at 5. They were ready to go. They, in their minds, had bowled enough. You know, you get so tired after a while, and you'd rather save that energy for.
Yeah, they just sit back and wait for the clock to go off otherwise. So, yeah, after you've got to the point where you've saturated enough, you don't need to change what the look is. And
right. Well, and you're not going to probably do a whole lot to change the pair. You know, if you were on a fresh pair, you probably want the 10 minutes of practice.
Now, if you got somebody out there that might have sanded the ball and went up somebody's track, then we could have had some other issues, but might have need security if that was the case.
Oh, what a break there for Cameron.
That is a good break.
3-10. 3 comes out of the pit and takes out the 10 pin. E.J. Tackett with the spare, and we're going to go Facebook Live here while we do this here and kind of give you a in-depth look. Scott Gilmore and Mike Aulby here in the broadcast booth. We're just underway in the championship match for the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic. Our final 4 competitors are Chris Seyfarth, E.J. Tackett, Matt Sanders, and Cameron Bollinger. And Mike, the who's who as far as young stars in E.J. Tackett and Matt Sanders.
Yeah, we're lucky today to have both those guys out here today, and they are not disappointing.
Well, and Matt struggled game number 1 of the previous round and then comes out and starts off with the front 9 and shoots 279 and finds himself in the championship match, and his shot seems to be holding up quite well.
Yeah, he's made the right adjustments with speed. Got a little bit of trouble there the 2 games ago, but figured it out, smoothed himself back out, got the ball down the lane a little bit, carried really well, and here he is.
Impressive what E.J. Tackett has done so far, really being soft at the bottom and still getting the ball to hit really hard.
Yeah, the power he creates with just athleticism and pure shot making is none like nobody else.
Well, if you'd like to see live action, you can go to youtube.com/Savage Bowling TV. If you'd like to watch the finals along with us, with this guy, the utmost pro here, Mike Aulby, and myself, go to YouTube and watch the finals here of the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic. And Chris Seyfarth with his first disastrous shot here in his championship round in game 1 with the 2-8-10, and boy, we've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is give EJ and Matt a little extra head start, and unfortunately Cameron Cameron has done that a little bit, and you know, so far, so they've given him a little bit of leeway. They don't need any extra handicap. Great shot. Great shot. Solid 10.
Chance for Matt Sanders here to take an early lead here. The highest two-game score wins the title.
Perfect.
Not only do they win the title, Mike, they win the coveted Eagle Trophy and an entry into the USBC Masters.
Which for the touring guys, the top pros, I mean, that's the money you save there, you know, an entry into the Masters.
But could you parlay a championship here at the Scratch Classic into some bigger and better things at the USBC Masters? We know EJ and Matt have the talent, right?
They certainly can.
Well, and EJ's made a few shows at the Masters, knocking on the door. You know, Jason Belmonte wasn't in his way on one of those. EJ might have found himself a champion in the USBC Masters. Coming in high, leaving the 4 is Seyfarth.
It's a good break, getting 6 and 10 down, just a single pin spare.
EJ's pretty much stuck with the same ball the whole day.
It's just a matter of what angle he wants to play there.
Hard and straight. You know, that's like you were saying, you know, you don't have to be strong and muscular. And matter of fact, when it comes to bowling and golf, sometimes you want to be more flimsy or more
smooth and fluid. That's what you want.
That's right.
No muscle in it, no jerk.
What would you? EJ's probably 140 pounds soaking wet, and like you said, has the highest rev rate for a one-hander on tour.
And we know he's a great golfer as well, which tells you that he does the same thing on the golf course. Just nice and smooth. Doesn't go muscle, and it's just all one fluid motion.
Well, here's Matt Sanders working on a double, 4th frame.
Good break. Good shot. Give him some more room between him and he wants to build as much room as he can between him and EJ.
Really been carrying that 4 or 6 pin off the wall trip quite well, and 10 pin for EJ. We're right behind the bowlers, so we're trying to be a respect as far as our voices probably will carry. It's really quiet in the bowling center. Although, Mike, you got to be happy to see some kids down here bowling on the high end.
We can always use that. Yeah.
Bumpers are up. My kind of bowling.
Yeah, there is a time for that.
Chris Seyfarth with a good shot there. 68 and a 4th, strike in the 5th. Oh, EJ with the first error of the weekend. Uncharacteristic for him to miss a 10 pin.
Yeah, you don't want to give your opponents help. It's the last thing you want to do, especially in the finals like this. These guys can all take advantage of it.
Cameron had a good run in the Indiana State Masters last year. Had made a deep run. I believe he finished in the top 16 of that tournament. Comes in here, bowls real well, has a chance to win a state title here at the Scratch Classic. A lot of good young talent, and you know, look at the average age on this championship pair. It can't be much more than about 25. 26. Oh. I was telling a friend of mine, he kept asking me, "So how you're bowling?" I said, "It's a young man's game." And it really is anymore.
Yeah, it's time to go to the seniors.
These guys are just fearless at a young age. You know, and Matt Sanders, you know, I talked to him early this morning before he started his finals run, and he really had been kind of struggling with a lot, you know. Last few tournaments on the tour, he hadn't gone his way, and So he's just been struggling. He was injured there for a while,
Yeah.
had the shoulder injury, and battled through it. Said he probably came back a little too early. And you got to figure, even though this isn't a PBA title, it had to be some validation here for him if he can come home a champion.
Well, and especially when you're looking across the lane there and E.J. Tackett standing there, who's one of the best. That definitely would be a plum for you, or a feather to put in your cap for sure. Because this is like a tour event for him when you're bowling somebody with E.J.'s talent. Good comeback after last shot.
Just amazing how hard the new urethane balls hit
Yeah.
and make the pins dance.
And, it's nothing to take away from the talent, of Cameron or Chris, because they throw the ball really well, and they're right here with them. So, it's a talented field.
Well, and, you're right. It's no knock against those two. But we know what Matt and EJ have accomplished at a very high level.
Yeah.
Odds, you're just going to say the odds are probably in their favor at this point in time. But
Yeah, and they've shown it all day, Solid 10. Great shot by Cameron. It's wild because, he finished so strong in the last one with a different ball, but obviously this pair is reacting different for him.
3 and 4 look like a really nice pair
really
for the
did.
most. I mean,
the score showed that too.
you had, essentially on that pair, you had 250, 230, and then you had 230, 240.
Yeah.
So really, even Alistair shot 2-0 on. So, I mean, you had some good scoring on that pair.
Yeah, it just looks like this one so far between Cameron and Chris and EJ. Just the angle of to get it to the pocket. It looks like they can get there, but they can't strike.
Well, this pair had been used for a while, so not as much play. Only one round, so only 4 games on this pair.
Good shot.
Times how many bowlers, obviously, but essentially there's only been 1 round of matches on this championship pair.
Beautiful.
That's the thing about, I know we have talked a lot about EJ in here, but, most guys in this situation, they'd open and they'd start score watching, they'd be tight. The next 2 shots are very tight. His next 2 shots were about as loose as they can get,
Exactly.
and he doubles.
Yeah, they definitely play it the right way. Once it's out of your hand, it's history, you move on. Ball just breaks loose. It looks like it's in the area where he wants it to be. It's just so powerful on the back end.
Oh, Matt Sanders here working on a strike.
Yeah, he'd like to neutralize that double by EJ.
Man, 22-pin lead right now on the competition. Wow. Make it 32.
Perfect shot.
Well, him and EJ have a lot of past history. EJ being from Huntington originally and Matt from Evansville as a kid. And the cool thing, both still reside in Indiana.
Yeah.
Now EJ makes his home in Bluffton. His dad bought a new center there, bought the center from Steve Kunkel's family.
Oh, very nice.
And they own the center in Bluffton, and I think Matt pretty much lives in Indianapolis now. Oh, blower 710.
Yeah.
Oh, what
It's definitely a rally killer. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
when you throw it like that, the margin of error is much greater.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, Chris, a little more of a down and in player. His margin of error is much smaller. He's got to be a little more precise than a player like EJ.
And that's affecting, like the 710 and the carry, and there's so many things it affects, whether it's hitting the pocket, but it's finished in the pocket too.
Matt Sanders in control right now. Lead cut to 22, can make it back to 32 with the strike here in the 8th.
Good shot. Good power. They're trading barbs here because they each want to send a message that they still are either extending or staying close.
Yeah, missed single pin
Yeah, I mean, that
still
hurts for
looms
sure.
a little
That hurts,
large.
Yeah. Especially when you're not able to pick up any ground.
Right now, it's pretty much between EJ and Matt Sanders. Cameron not out of it yet, but he's...
You know, when you get in a case like that, you know, where it doesn't look like you're going to have the opportunity to win it, but you still have a chance to finish higher than somebody else, and that's where it becomes a mini tournament within a tournament for you.
Oh, a blower 7-10 for EJ Tackett.
Those are definitely rally killers for sure.
On a 3-bagger, too. Boy, now if you're Matt Sanders, you have to be...
Well, it's like EJ in the last round. You shoot that big game, the 250 game, and you can milk that to the end. You know, because now somebody's going to play big time catch up.
How much of an advantage now for Matt Sanders all by himself? If the pair was good to start, you got to think it's going to stay good.
Yeah, I mean,
till the end.
Yeah, you would think so. But there's, like I said, there has been a whole lot of play, and these guys, you know, it'll definitely change for the right. But so far, you know, EJ hasn't really seemed to be affected by that.
Well, right now, if Matt strikes out and EJ does, I mean, he would have a 66-pin lead on the field.
Yeah, that is hard to make up in a one-game match. Yeah.
This is right now Matt Sanders' game championship maybe to lose.
Well, that's the thing. You know, when you get down 60, you need help. I mean, you got to shoot a good game, but you need help.
He would. Right now, from what I'm watching, Matt, I don't see a 180 game out there.
Well, and you're not gonna force him into a mistake. You know, just because you're throwing strikes to try to catch up, you know, he's not gonna help you.
He's looking to become the first 2-time winner of this event. TJ Schmidt and Gene Perez, the only two ever to win the Scratch Classic and Indiana State Masters consecutively in the same calendar year. Good shot there from Chris. Now you just got to strike out and just hope you can throw a whole bunch of them in game number 2. Boy, that 7-10 would have made a huge difference in this match.
Yeah, it would have not let him get away. You know, he wouldn't have been able to, you know, run and hide now. But he has the opportunity to really. He's already in the driver's seat, but he can definitely move up to where he's knocking on the door to finish this thing.
And like you're saying, though, you know, even if you're out of it, you're still trying to beat one person.
Yeah.
You don't want to finish 4th. You're trying to finish.
Right, yeah. And those are the mini morale boosters that you use. I mean, those carry you to the next time you bowl, and you know it just doesn't end here.
Still goes to show you, still how hard it is, no matter how good you are, how hard it is to win a bowling tournament. So many things have to go your way.
I mean, you look at Gene Perez, who was, you know, he was coming right up the ladder, and then, you know, all of a sudden, it just didn't happen. The other guys bowled well, and you know, Matt had 180 the first game, 180 something the first game last round. So, and then all of a sudden now he's caught fire. So, and EJ started with 250 last round, then he's basically shot 2-0, 2-0 the last two.
Nothing going right for Cameron here this game. Well, you know, and the lack of experience, and you're sitting there almost starstruck of like, ooh, look who I have to beat to win this thing, right?
I mean, it's very easy to be going, let's just get this over with, you know. But like I said, this is where you can really turn your game around here. Sweet shot.
That puts him in the 240s right there, 250s to be exact. Not that you root against your opponent, but I'm sure EJ wouldn't have minded a little tap there to keep
You
that
know,
score
I mean,
a little
yeah,
closer.
there's no defense, so yeah, anything that left standing is just, it's a help. Pretty shot, flushed up.
Sure does.
Well, you know,
Boy, off your hand,
he's
it looked awful
got,
good.
He's got 270, 260 his last 2 games, and EJ's got 2-0, 2-0. So
Good point. Yeah.
yeah, the
Absolutely.
momentum has been big.
See, and that's the problem with Cameron. He just blows one through the break point, and
Yeah. Well, it's tough to keep your concentration when you see that. You know, you're down 100 in a 2-game match, and it's just hard to keep your nose to the grindstone and get the best out of it. Good start, good game.
all right, game 1 under the books here. Matt Sanders shoots 268, has a big lead on the competition. EJ Tackett second, 201. Cameron Bollinger third with 164, and Chris Saforth in fourth with 163. The Indiana Scratch Classic is brought to you by Motive Bowling. Get motivated. Pinheads. Bowl at pinheads.com. Big Four Socks. And Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl. Okay, so now we'll start game number 2. We're just halfway done here to find out who's going to win the championship here on Savage Bowling TV. We're in Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette, Indiana for the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic. Scott Gilmore, Mike Aulby here with you. I want to again thank our sponsors, Pinheads Bowling Center in Fishers, Indiana, Big Four Socks, Motive Bowling, and Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette. I think if you're Chris Saforth, you just want to go out on a good note here.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I think
shoot a
that's what you gotta
200
build on
game.
it, yeah.
Shoot a 200 game. Feel good about yourself.
Because he's worked hard all day. He's made some big shots just to get to where he's at.
Boy, as long as the ball's carrying like that, he's going to
No,
be tough to
that's the
beat.
thing. Yeah, I mean,
He has not moved yet.
you need some help, and you know he's not going to give it to him. You know, he's just keeps putting it in there and carrying in a variety of ways and making great shots. Yeah, and EJ's made great shots. It's just, you know, he got a couple of bad breaks there. Yeah, because that 710 was about a 30-pin change in this match. Instead of being down 60-something, you're down 30-something.
Big difference. You know, a couple of taps and you have a string, and
That's
is
exactly.
different.
It's, you're right there. Yeah.
You know, now if you're Chris, you know you have to shoot the biggest game you've had all weekend.
Mm-hmm. And hope.
Yeah. Well, he just can't avoid.
Just can't. But, you know, I'll tell you, he has made some great shots. I mean, he was down and out a couple of times and still came back and made great shots. Made those 10th frame finishes and got him to work in this title match. Same way with Cameron. He threw a great game in the last round to zoom up in there. Almost led that round, actually.
Absolutely. And in a pressure situation when you're knowing guys on the pair to your couple pairs over to your right are stringing strikes.
They were all over it, that pair. Matt Sanders and Jimmy Cook and Gene Perez. This will be interesting here. This is the one, Matt.
The first bad shot of the championship round right there. Now, was that him or is that the lane?
I thought he got around it a little bit, but, you know, maybe wanted it a little bit more and gave it a little bit extra and, you know, to kind of neutralize that double that EJ threw. And reading a little bit into that, but that's kind of what I see. And maybe he wanted to give it a little bit extra. But that's something you got to know. Was it or is it the lane? Not an easy spare. Great spare. It's a good spare.
There's 20 pins, though.
Yeah.
EJ has made up if he strikes right here.
Yeah, this next shot for EJ is big. Oh, good try.
I'd like to see Cameron either just for the sake of trying something, maybe making a real drastic move left or even go right and play straighter. You know, like you're saying, he's still bowling against Chris for a position.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, back to back. That's big. This is the one where you're not thinking, but now you have to start thinking. You know,
That got your attention right there, right?
That's a message, yeah.
That got your attention right there. And if you're,
But even at that, you know, he still has to. EJ still needs to do what he did, 260 to, you know, for him just to, and Mac can just stay clean and force him to shoot 260. Pretty shot. Because yeah, if you look at that, I mean, no matter what happens, if EJ doesn't shoot 260, then if you know Matt shoots 2-0, that's what he forces him to do. And that's a lot of strikes left. But he has eaten into the lead.
I don't know, I just would like to see him.
Looks like he tried to move out a little bit, but as you said early on in the day, out there is there is a limit out there.
Yeah, I'd like to see him make a big jump left. You know, maybe be somewhere around fourth arrow and between third and fourth arrow, and see if you can.
If you look at Jimmy Cook, like the way Jimmy played him, you know, Jimmy was in deep and kind of, but he didn't just loop it. He had his point to where there was a point of no return. Great spare. But Cameron's kind of forced himself trying to keep it in that spot. Or I think if he'd get in a little deeper and just not loop it, but just kind of, not the fade, but, you know, kind of more of a tight line to the back end.
4-6.
Yeah, he's just, you know, if you get it out a little bit, wiggles, and beautiful shot by EJ.
He, excuse me, Chris is in no man's land
Yeah,
right now.
he
Him and
can't make a
Cameron
mistake
both,
either
right?
way. Yeah, he needs to split boards, and then you still got to hope. Yeah, he just is not getting a look at all.
Doesn't have the hand to get it
Get
to
in and
recover
come out, yeah.
like EJ does, and
Yeah.
can't go right
No,
because
like I
then
said,
it hooks too
yeah,
much.
He's made great shots all day just to give himself the opportunity to have a shot at this. Big shot for Matt.
Yeah, you leave a tap here, and then all of a sudden,
He's
it's
right
a
there.
different game.
He's right there, yeah. Half your lead's gone, you're not even to the fifth frame. Yeah. That was a good shot. Good power. I'd like to see that 4 hit the 7. Yeah, that looked good there. He got in just a little bit, but didn't try to loop it. That looked good there.
definitely anything.
It's much easier sitting back here.
Yeah, absolutely. We could be critical all we want, right?
Yeah.
They're probably saying, you get out here and try this.
No, that's exactly. It's much easier to sit back here and see what we're seeing from this angle above. You know, much easier to tell.
That looked right. That looked a little farther right maybe than he wanted. A little steeper angle at an entry point.
Yeah, Chris and Cameron, they have great, solid physical games. I mean, it's just, you know, these things are experience builders. You know, you see what's working or what's not working, and the next time you hit this, you know what to do. And, you know, you don't want it to become a downer. Here you've made the Final Four, and just because you struggle on this one pair, I mean, you just kind of let it go and move on. You've done a good job all weekend.
Looks good.
Oh, nice shot.
You know, sometimes you just go to a center and your confidence level is just sky high because
Yeah,
every time you walk in,
well,
you bowl well.
It's like racing, when they say, "Well, we got off the truck good." I mean, you pulled off and you off you go, and you're the qualifying leader. It's just obviously a good move by Cameron there last two.
Yeah. And Cameron's no soft-handed kid,
No,
right? He
gets on it pretty good.
But the ball speed is so much. It is firm.
Yeah. No, he gets good hand action, and it's a clean hand action. It's muscled. I mean, it's nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's just.
Chris he has trouble getting that angle to carry. Shot. Still alive, but it's Matt can definitely have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, still 279, but Matt still has 280 out there. Matt doesn't show any signs of slowing down any.
No.
All right, 6th frame here, right lane, working on 3 strikes in a row.
Beauty.
10 back.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be denied here. He's not seen the pressure EJ put on. He just come right back and throwing strikes.
Well, and he hasn't had to move any. His one mistake, like you had noticed, maybe turning it a little early, getting on it a little quick.
Oh. Yeah, Cameron has some serious ball speed.
And at times, I'm sure on drier patterns that comes in handy. But boy, when it's a speed sensitive and you need the ball to work a little bit.
Yeah, the way it looked, I would have thought that was a really good shot, but it just didn't seem to catch. Looked like a good shot though, I thought.
Yeah, it came in light, left 4, but could have struck. Their match for 3rd and 4th is 20-pin lead for Cameron. Now back to Chris Seyfarth here on lane 6, 7th frame. Game number 2 here. Oh,
Pretty shot.
man, he got it.
He's wondering what are you going to do here, right?
And no. Now a big shot for EJ. Must have.
Wow.
Gosh. You just don't appreciate that until if you bowled.
Yeah, I don't think the pins on the left side of that rack had a chance.
Ho-hum, that's just what it is for him, right? Now back to Cameron Bollinger on lane 6. Working on a spare, 7th frame. Basically down to Matt and EJ. Good shot there.
Pretty shot.
An advantage, Matt Sanders. Ooh.
He airmailed that one. He had pretty good speed on that one.
Now, definitely EJ would like to get this one right here. Steps up quick. Oh, leaves a rip 10. Messenger comes in the front.
Yeah, that would have definitely been a tough one to see. Matt would not have seen like that one, but nice.
Oh,
spare.
nice cover.
Beautiful.
Matt
He is
Sanders.
unflappable today, Matt. He's throwing it good everywhere he throws it. Good job.
And here's the thing. As good of friends as EJ and Matt are, you're not going to see the gamesmanship. Maybe you might see some other guys do,
Yeah. No, I mean, it'd be easy for, EJ to get a double up there and come back, smack his hands, and, do a little over demonstrative, and same way with Matt. He could be sending a message as well, but they're kind of letting their ball do the talking today.
Well, and Chris with another split.
Yeah.
Boy, things have not gone his way in the championship round. But a great tournament nonetheless.
Pretty shot.
Anytime you can get this far and have a chance to bowl for the title,
Oh, yeah.
I think you take it any day.
Yeah. Yeah, all you want's the opportunity to win.
Boy, that 10-pin would have carried. You talk about a different match a little bit. I mean, 23-pin.
EJ would have still had 270 left, and Matt
Would
would
have been down in the
220s.
40s with
Yeah.
2 frames to go. Now it's pretty much all but over. Another nice shot. Good finish here for Cameron. Good showing, too. Again, it's so hard to get this far. I think anytime you walk into a bowling center and you're bowling a tournament, and they would tell you before you throw one ball, hey, you'll have a chance to bowl for the title. You take that.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
take that any day of the week. Now, granted,
Nice shot.
you might not win every one,
Right.
and you might win none. But boy, it's just about the opportunity.
Yeah. All you do is set yourself up.
And he trips the 10-pin late there.
That 7-10 the last game of the ninth, that was
Oof.
a killer.
Different
Because
game.
that kept him in striking distance this game. That when you're talking 30, 60, that's a tough one to overcome.
Oh, Matt Sanders has a chance to go 260, 250.
Well, and don't forget the 270 he had the last game, last round.
Shoot 790 for your last
that's
3
pretty darn
games.
good, yeah.
I'm going to say you're going to win.
Well, it's not like we don't realize that these two are the class of the field for sure. And on the tour as well.
Oh, 9th frame here for Matt. Much better.
Good shot.
And you just see the ball make the turn, and it just sets
sit
right
there.
up there, right? It sets. Once it makes a turn, it just sets
Yeah.
right there, and boy, it hits hard.
Power. Great shot.
I bet you Matt Sanders would like to see more PBA tournaments held in Indiana.
Yeah.
That's where he owns EJ in Indiana. In Indiana. Oh.
There you go. Good shot.
Good finish here for Chris.
Yep, that was a good shot. Good shot.
Got a chance to shoot 180 here. EJ with 247 will shoot 448. Not enough. As Matt Sanders is going to win the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic for the 2nd time. Won it back in 2016. Was in the final 8, I believe, last year.
Ooh, good shot.
Final 4, I believe. Final 4 last year. Gene Perez came out on top, but Matt Sanders is going to claim the title, the prize money, the Eagle Trophy, and a trip to the USBC Masters.
Well deserved. Yep. What a show they put on today.
Everything's finished but the final tally here.
Oop.
Well, that's when you know you're just rolling it good, when you can see the
Yeah.
4-pin tomahawk the 7, and then you trip a 6 late.
Yeah. It's even better knowing you don't need it.
Yes.
Oh, ouch.
Golfers turn 4.
Nice job.
255.
Great match.
523. Almost made it. Oh, 195 finish, 359 total for Cameron Bollinger. Your winner, Matt Sanders with a 523. Second place, E.J. Tackett, 448. Cameron Bollinger in third with 359, and Chris Seyfarth finishes fourth with 343. We'll come back here in just a few minutes. We'll have the check trophy presentation, and Mike Aulby will have a chat with our winner, Matt Sanders, when we come back here on Savage Bowling TV.
For more information on upcoming events and how you can enter, go to indianastateusbc.com.
All right, welcome back to the 2019 Indiana Scratch Classic here on Savage Bowling TV. And with the winner and with the trophy and check presentation, Mike Aulby, take it away.
Well, we're here with the two-time champion of the Scratch Classic. Congratulations, Matt. First of all, let's get the spoils, the winners, the check, the trophy. Let's get it all here first.
Matt, on behalf of the Indiana State Bowling Association, here's your check for $1,500 for first place. On behalf of our sponsors, Motive, Mike Aulby's Bowl, Big Four Socks, and Pinheads, congratulations on winning. Here's your second eagle, buddy, from us.
Awesome.
Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
second Scratch Classic.
Thank you.
Thanks to Savage TV.
Remember.
Matt, great shots. I mean, you shot 523 in the championship match, but you shot 279 at the end of the round before just to get you to the championship match. What were the changes? Because you had 180 right before that, so what changes did you make?
The biggest thing was, I mean, we had a couple rounds before this, so they didn't re-oil. That was the biggest thing. There was a couple lefties that started on that pair that we all shot 180. It was kind of tough. I knew the next game. I had 279 before that, so I kind of knew what to do to go to that pair again. So I got kind of lucky with the draw there. Then coming back here, if people didn't pay attention, big thing to take away is me and EJ started on this pair earlier in the day, so I kind of knew what to go to. And we came back, had a little bit of an advantage there. So that's something you always got to remember. So I kind of took advantage of that for sure.
Well, congratulations on the first two-time champion, and beating EJ. Is a great event, but having you two here, the class of the field and the class of the PBA Tour, we all feel thank you so much for what you do for bowling in Indiana, and congratulations on a great event.
Thank you. We want to thank you guys for having us and all of our sponsors, Track Bowling, Vice, Grace Pro Shop, Columbus Bowling Center. Thank you guys for supporting me, and thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Scott, what a great event. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. And what a day we've had here at Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl as Matt Sanders claims his second eagle here at the Indiana Scratch Classic, defeating E.J. Tackett with a score of 523, E.J. with 448, Chris Seyfarth finishing fourth with 343, and Cameron Bollinger, another nice tournament for him after a nice run here at the State Masters with 359. And Mike, as you quickly hustled back into the booth after your interview with Matt, an exciting day, and when you thought about who could have a chance to win this tournament when it was all said and done, Matt Sanders and E.J. Tackett were two that came to the mind at first, and one of those two won it, Matt Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. If you had to pick one of the two or the two to be there, they were there, and boy, they did not disappoint. It was great to watch. What a great show for anybody that wasn't able to watch this or be here to see it. I mean, these are two class guys, not only on the lanes but off the lanes. They did what they do, throw a lot of strikes, bowl really well. Matt deserved to win. EJ made a run at it, but this time Matt got him.
Well, we want to thank you for your time. We want to again thank our sponsors, Pinheads Bowling Center, Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl, Big Four Socks, Motor Bowling, and Indiana State USBC. And it's been a great weekend as we crown another champion here at the Indiana Scratch Classic. Matt Sanders from Evansville is your winner. For Mike Aulby, Scott Gilmore, we'll see you down the road at the Ebonite Lafayette Open in December. So long, everyone.